What's up guys, it's Skillzerk. This video will be deleted when the Board of Directors for Identity of Anchorage, Alaska agrees and shows evidence that they will undo the damage that has been done. This means that you will have to make a video and statement officials saying that you posted information that you did not have any evidence of and caused a huge problem, and that it was not true, that the evidence was not true, and that I have not done anything wrong, as that is the case. When that is done, this video will be deleted. The mistakes that you have made will not go down in history. It will be deleted from here and everywhere else. Let's continue. As we can see here, Nico Lang, who is for Huffingtonpost, made this post for Huffingtonpost, mentioning without evidence that, I'm attacking people in Alaska or trans kids and stuff. He made this post with no evidence. He even explains it in here that, the authorities won't do anything because it's not sexual, it's not a direct threat, and it doesn't consist of a hate crime. In fact, there's no evidence whatsoever. But he doesn't mention that last part, the no evidence part. He deleted this post later, however, and I'll explain why that is. However, he decided he wasn't going to make a report showing that he was wrong. This means I have several tens, hundreds of thousands of people that hate me, and he only deleted his post. He didn't go and tell people that he was wrong. He didn't make a post stating he was wrong, which is what he needs to do. If he wants this to disappear, he needs to go and show people that he was wrong, take back the damages that you have done to an innocent person. Let's continue. So this is his webpage, or his Facebook, Nico Lang. Now I tried adding him and talking this out with him, but he blocked me instantly. He did not even hear my side of the story. In fact, as soon as he blocked me, he deleted that post as well. He didn't want anything to come back to him, I guess. Now he mentions here that people are trolling his page, and further down it he says that he makes his money off making the news. However, it's not news if it's a lie and you didn't do any research at all, Mr. Nico Lang. It's not news at all. That's a lie. That's trolling. So whenever you say that you've been dealing with an unusual amount of trolls to your page, Mr. Nico Lang, those aren't trolls. Those are people who are pissed off because you've been spreading lies and rumors without evidence. Let's continue. The board of directors. Let's talk about the board of directors for Anchorage, Alaska. These people apparently, I talked to Daryl W. Hess, as we can see here. Daryl W. Hess said that he believes the story because there's no evidence for their side. However, he said something that seems very strange to me. Now, he did admit that he is also a member of the NAACP, which is the National Association of the Advancement of Colored People, which is fine. I just want to mention that, considering and concerning older videos. However, he also mentioned that he is a board director for Identity of Anchorage, Alaska. Now, if we remember from an earlier video, the only employee there, which is Goldie Brooks Banker, decided to make a threat or go against me without any evidence. And so Daryl says because there's no evidence on their side and all the evidence on my side, he won't take it to the board and get this fixed. He just wants me to drop it, a cover-up. They wouldn't want to tarnish the name of Identity by, exposing the truth. But if they thought about this logically, no offense to Mr. Daryl, because he does seem like a pretty logical guy. However, it would be more logical that they'd understand that they would be a hero by proving that they were wrong. Because even though people hate to admit that they were wrong, if you admit you're wrong and you save someone's life that you were initially insulting and claiming danger to over no evidence at all, that makes you a hero, and people just don't seem to understand that. At least not people like the board of directors for Identity. However, some people that are younger that don't have those positions are actually, they're heroes to injustice. They'll actually say that they were wrong and admit it. Let's go through with that. Now, before that, I also talked to Elizabeth Betsy, or that's who someone called and said they were Elizabeth Betsy. I'm not sure it was. They said that they were a board director for Identity, which would make sense considering Daryl Hess admitted to being a board director for Identity, and they're both on the same ombudsman page for Anchorage, Alaska. Well, talking to her, every time she brought something up, she stated stuff like, some of my comments may have offended some people. When I asked her about those comments, she said, I don't want to get into a pissing contest. That was her reply. Yeah, because there was no comments. She has no evidence. It's not that she doesn't want to get into a pissing contest, as she kept being so rudely to say. It's that she had no evidence of anything. So she wants to try to instigate that there's problems on both sides whenever there is no problem from my side. And the speech she said she would use, if anything, went against them is, things can be deleted. If people are stalking me, and we proved that in the other videos, if people are stalking, they're looking for that evidence that they can use in their harassment. However, I did not give them any evidence because I didn't harass anyone, and I knew what their game was because we've all been through this before. Just, it's very rare when someone who is innocent actually comes out on top of the person who started it. I want to mention something right here in the video that a lot of people should already know. The victim is the one who's always heard last. The offender is always the person who plays victim. A victim, anyone who's ever been a victim, can know this from already feeling the presence of being a victim. When you're a victim, you don't go telling the entire world, broadcasting to the world that you were a victim of this incident. No, it is always the offender who plays the victim, so that the real victim, the true victim, is never seen, that his case never gets seen. And if it wasn't for you guys, my case would have never been seen. However, I went through a lot, and I like to think logically. I sat here for hours and hours and hours trying to figure out who could I talk to? Who could I get to see my story? And this whole time, I was going to the wrong place. I was going to the officials, the government of Alaska, the guys at the board, all these people that I should have already known they were corrupt. I should have known they were corrupt and thought it out thoroughly. I tried taking the easy way out and talking to them. I should have been talking to the people involved, not the people who started it. I couldn't talk to MoHagani Magnetek because she's the one who started it. She wants to do this. However, the people that got involved are actually victims to this. They're victims to false information. They've seen a fake photo and they believe that photo. And I'll prove that in a minute, that they were only victims and that the victims, it's not their fault. It was never their fault that they got involved. It's not their fault that they spread and shared it because they were victims to information that they thought was true. But let's continue. We've already talked about the Ombudsman's Board. We've already talked about them and what happened there. Now, I'll also admit, Elizabeth said, or at least the person who called and said their name was Elizabeth from the Board of Directors for Identity, said that she wants me to stop making these videos. She wants me to stop showing the evidence. We already know how corrupt that is, so let's just continue the video. Right here, I talked to a person we're going to call J.A. I'm concealing all the names of the people who actually took back what they did, the people who were actually trying to get the truth out, because if I didn't conceal their names, they could be assaulted and attacked by these same people, by the same directors that are corrupt, by the same board members of Identity. Now I want to mention one last time that while a few of these people work for Mad Myrnas, this does not involve Mad Myrnas at all. None of the employees at Mad Myrnas, besides a few stage people that were involved that we'll mention. But Mad Myrnas themselves are very good people. They're not involved in this case whatsoever. In fact, one of the people there mentioned that he's been through this before, and so he knows what this is like. He knows what this whole case going on is. But I'm not going to mention his name. I will just say that none of the people of Mad Myrnas are involved in this incident, and in fact, they were very helpful in helping me get through this. They're heroes, more or less. Now, J.A. says right here, as you can see that it's calling me a coward, this is where I had the idea that if I couldn't talk to the government, the board of directors for Identity, then who could I talk to if no one else, if everyone in the whole governmental system was going to be corrupt and no one would give me the information I need, who should I talk to? I should talk to the people who are the victim. I should be talking to the victims who are victims of false information for a fake image, because if I talk to them, even though they're mad at me because they see that image, some of them are going to be mature enough, like J.A. here, that they'll actually talk it out and figure out what the truth is. Upon talking further to J.A., they explained to me that Nico, who we seen at the first of the video, Nico Lang made that claim that I was doing stuff that I wasn't, and he had no evidence. Now, later on, she showed me that, and I tried adding Nico Lane. Nico Lane automatically blocked me and deleted the post instantly. Did not even say a word to me, did not say anything at all. He did not want to be found out with what he did because he doesn't want to take back the damages he has done. Talking to J.A. says he blocked me. Or I say he blocked me because I told her that. She says she left him a message, and I do believe that she left him a message. I don't think J.A. is a liar in any case. I think that because she's not, I guess she's not seen as much as Nico Lane, she can't really talk to Nico Lane or go against him, and wouldn't go against him as friends, because if they're friends, there's no reason for her to go against him in order to make a case, especially for someone she doesn't know. However, I do think she's very dutiful, that she stands for justice and what's right, and that she tried her best. She said she's talking to Nico Lane already. I don't have the image for that, but she talked to Nico Lane. I want to mention something. Nico Lane, while he deleted the story, does not want to make a story that he was wrong. He doesn't want to say that he was wrong about his story. He wants to keep it as it is. This means hundreds of thousands of people are against me because of his story on Huffingtonpost. Nico Lane on Huffingtonpost is where the story was posted. He doesn't want to say that he was wrong. He doesn't want to undo the damages he has done. So he is still in the wrong here. However, J.A. is not. J.A. tried her best in order to get the truth out. I want to show you how this all started in a quick imagery. This is where it starts. I follow the kid because of his picture. I try to help his Instagram numbers. He comes off rude. I tell him he sounds with a rude greeting. He says, back off, dude, so we place the victim, and then I ask him what his problem is, and I block him. He starts this witch hunt. After the witch hunt, his dad gets involved. After his dad gets involved, Goldie gets involved, because I guess his dad talked to Goldie without any evidence or proof, and then Goldie got involved without evidence and proof, and then I get banned from Identity for nothing, no evidence at all. From there, we have Goldie. Now, I tried talking to Goldie by 3 ways. I had 2 people give him my phone number. He decided not to call, but instead banned me from Identity and never talked to me. I've still not talked to him in person. However, I sent him a message on Facebook. At the end of the message, let's start at the top, actually. It says that he did receive my number, so we have proof that he had my number, but he never contacted me. He told me someone will be contacting me, and I was a board director. That was when Elizabeth called, and didn't want to, she said, no pissing contest, basically. She didn't want to admit that she was wrong. They don't want to admit that they're wrong. They don't want to take back the damage they've done. They just want to cover it up and have nothing go back against them on it. However, with that being the case, millions of people are still against me for something that was a lie. They could take all that back with no harm to themselves and fix my life that they destroyed, but they don't want to. At the bottom here it says, I would appreciate if you would not contact my personal Facebook again at this time. Have a good evening. Yes, so you can already tell that Brooks doesn't want to admit that he was wrong either. It's pretty bad when people don't want to admit that they are wrong whenever they could fix someone's life and it's not going to cost them anything but a moment of their time. Let's continue. Here's Goldie. Here's his Facebook. Now, I want to mention something, but I guess I don't have the picture that I had a minute ago. Here we are. We have 5 mutual friends, right? Goldie Brooks Banker, 5 mutual friends. In this scene, we have 2 mutual friends. As of today, we have no mutual friends. You can tell what happened there. He spread the drama to multiple people. I lost all those friends. Let's go on. Here's a picture of MoHagani Magnetek. This is the first time she made this post. It is public, as you can see, marked in red. It's public, and she spread this like cancer to other people. However, later on, she got in trouble for this by a lot of people, so she made it shared. However, she didn't notice that she still had me tagged, so I could show and get this evidence that she said it's shared. She wanted to hide the evidence. She wanted to hide the evidence so that people could not get involved and see my story. With this being the case, before she did this, I was actually able to already take down all the names of the people involved. Without that, today, my life would still be destroyed. But there is some good news at the end of this tunnel. She tried hiding the evidence, and now as today, I can't see this because she found out that I found this evidence. Someone told her that I showed that she had this evidence. It's pretty bad that the people I tried trusting keep going against me this way. But they told her, and now my name's removed, so now only people tagged see this. So she's still spreading this, but I can't prove it anymore because she's hidden that evidence. She made this photo, and this is where it starts, and a lot of people follow this, where it says, I'm a grown-ass man, I enjoy bullying, harassing, and taunting teenagers. That's a fake image. And people somehow didn't realize that, which it really bugs me that a lot of people, including government officials, the heads of identity, people we are supposed to see as protecting us and our gender equality. We're supposed to see them as protectors, and they don't even look for evidence. They use this image to infringe my image and make me a criminal worldwide. Thank you, Nico Lane. Right there, this is what happened. But I hope a lot of people see this. I'm not claiming that anyone that got involved after MoHagani Magnetek, even the people of identity and the board, I'm not claiming that they are the bullies here. They were a victim to false information. But still, it hurts that they don't want to fix the problems that they've caused. Let's continue. This is MoHagani Magnetek, zooming in a little so you can read it, where she shows that she is crazy. I'll let someone else pause the video if they want to see this, but basically, to make a small sum, she says, no one is to lie or slander you. Then what was the idea of this fake image where you infringed my image? Showing everyone that I'm such a bad person? What was the point in that? If no one has to lie or slander me? But let's continue. Right here, you can pause the video if you need to, so you can read this. Alright, right here, she shows my real information. She illegally shows my real information. The board of directors for identity, what was his name? Mr. Daryl W. Hess, he explained that my information is public always. Well, that's a lie. Your information you give to a company is not public. And even if it was, people do not have the right to give your information out. That is illegal. So he didn't want to go against that, but fine. This will be good for an attorney at some point. He said I should get a hold of an attorney. I'll make a Kickstarter for that. I'm told his real name is, and it shows my real name. Later on, she goes to the different post that she blocked me before I could screenshot that post. Before I remembered to screenshot it, more or less. Stating my address, my social security number, and all my information. All these people have my real information because of illegally being given out by MoHagani Magnetek, a person for the NAACP. However, here she is. This was her Facebook page the entire time. This is important so people know that if this happens again, she is the liar. I was told that she's done this to several other people who have come to me and explained this. However, they didn't want to be in this video because they're afraid of what she's done, that she will do this to them again. So if this happens again, you have evidence of who does this, who starts this. Let's go on. This is where she admits, and I have to thank her and her stupidity for admitting this. She says, sometimes I am delusional in my thinking. Reality and the fantastical are aspects of life I can't tell apart. She admits that she is crazy. She is delusional. Let's go on. This is Lillian Lennon. Now, I really expected that she would come out to be a clean person in the end, but she says, when I tried to contact her, and to explain why I contacted her, I tried contacting everyone who got involved, every victim to false information who shared this but didn't know the truth. I tried coming off and being nice and telling her, you're just a victim of false information. Can you help me out with this? She says, I hear you contacted Identity. How did she know I contacted Identity? That's kind of scary. That shows right there that Identity's been sharing this information with everybody else. This means they've been immaturely giving this information to other people that they're not supposed to. They've been spreading this to the general public to cause more problems. I hear you've contacted Identity Inc. You might have a chance to meet with them and figure some of this out. But then at the end she says, until then, I'd chill out and step back. Step back? I haven't stepped forward. I haven't come off as offensive. I'm literally trying to get this figured out. Does it sound okay? No, it doesn't sound okay. If I let this drop, millions of people are against me. They will continue to be against me until you people admit you were wrong publicly and let people know that I am not a bad person, that I did not do anything wrong. However, some people are judicial. There are people who stand for justice. IJ here is one of them. I explained to her, because talking to her first, she of course thought that I was wrong, but I showed her the photo and explained to her that it would be ridiculous for someone to post a photo saying they enjoy bullying and harassing teenagers. Even if it was real, which it isn't, even if it was real, no one would do that. It's like handing a group of people guns and telling them to pop shots at you. You would not do that. However, She says that she shared. I'm not sure, but I do think it's true that she shared, not as public on her timeline for safety reasons, but I do believe she shared with other people that what the truth is. She's trying to get the truth out. So I thank IJ a lot for getting the truth out and getting this problem fixed and solved. I could not do this on my own without you. However, other people have also done this. JS here, who we've seen, as you see, I get rid of their image, I get rid of their name. And it's just little words, letters, stuff that's not even related. And just so people know this isn't the first and last name, you're not going to be able to stop these people and go against them as well. I've done this to protect their identity because there's no reason to get them involved in this. However, they're trying to help. She says, no problem, it isn't right that they're not giving you a time of day to explain. And again, she's trying as hard as she can. She's letting other people know, unpublicly though, that, what happened so that people can try to get the damage undone that was done over a false information incident. She goes on to say, if you do share, please keep my name and face secret, which I'm doing right now and not giving any information to these people. And there's a reason why they don't want to be exposed in these videos, even if they're heroes. Heroes don't want exposed sometimes because they're afraid of the corrupt. The corruption is beating the justice right now. She's been in the drag show, so I guess I should have deleted been in the drag show, so people know it's someone in the drag show, but there's enough people that this shouldn't be exposed to who it is. There's no image, no words, it should be fine. And they've had a problem on their own with people in there. It says right here, I don't wish to fall into whatever game they're playing. You get me? They don't want this false information to happen to them, and I get that. These people don't want to be a hero and then become a victim of this person's problems. So that's why the heroes here are the ones where you won't see a picture of them. You won't get a name for them. You're not going to get evidence of these people from me, because a hero doesn't deserve to be made a victim to the corrupt. And again, at the end, she says, should it come up front, she'll admit the flaws in person, which is great. I do think these people are truly honest, that they want to get the truth out and help out against a problem, that they were only a victim of false information. So I do think that they're trying to help, but right now, it's agreeable that if they actually exposed who they were, if they had their name in this video and their image, that the people who started this, the corrupt people, the board of directors for identity, would go against them because they don't want to be exposed. The board of directors doesn't want exposed the information that they have, that they have no evidence, and it went against one person and caused a global war against me without any evidence. They don't want that to be evidence. Which is why Elizabeth from the board of directors, or at least someone who said that when they called, mentioned that they want me to stop making these videos. They want me to stop with the evidence so that they don't get exposed. And that's not going to happen until they go back and make things right, which means they're going to have to make public that they were wrong in an incident of false information and actually get this fixed for me, that I will have to deal with these millions of people, but some people are going out against it. I'll admit right now that the numbers are somewhere in the hundreds. These are only a few photos I've showed. There are several hundred people that are going back against this, and several hundred people can overthrow a board of directors. So if they don't want to come clean, then that's on them for whatever happens with the evidence in the end. Right here is where I showed you in the first post that Nico Lang did this as well. It shows that he has no evidence whatsoever that Nico Lang told people to bully me. He says right now, if you have some time today, please report him and take him into your own hands. Use your 3 days this weekend to stand up for bullied trans youth. He's calling me a bully to these trans youth without any evidence, even though the evidence was here before he posted this. So Nico Lang became a bully, deleted this evidence later, blocked me, would not take my case, and will not make a post in order to make things right. However, if Nico Lang and the board of directors want the evidence deleted and want this taken off history so people don't go back against it later if they try this with other people, they're going to have to come clean and make it public. Make your post on Huffingtonpost like you did this one, stating that you were wrong, that you did not have evidence. Otherwise, like your post says here, you've been dealing with an unusual amount of people trolling you. No, you're going to have a lot of people pissed off at you every time for stating false information without evidence. Nico Lang, guys, Huffington Post. We all know him. That's about it for this video. Take care, guys.